Hey YouTube friends, hey YouTube family, hey YouTube, whoever is watching. Hi family, hi friends. It's so nice to have you here. My name is Aris and I have been a vegetarian since I was 12, which is a long time ago. And I've been a vegan for almost, I think, 8 years. And I think what I always loved about being vegan is, of course, having a lot of hummus and the Baba Ganoush. But today we are going to make one of the most delicious, creamiest hummus and Baba Ganoush. These two are the perfect starters for every party, every family gathering, every friends gathering. You can eat it. It's so versatile. You can eat it with whatever you like, with vegetables, with some bread. It's basically so delicious. I've never been a really fan of, oh, let's make this very quick in 10 minutes. No, I think when you're in the kitchen, you just need to take the time for it. For me, it's really unwinding and really getting mindful cooking, because when you're cooking with your whole mind and heart to it, then you will really taste it back in the food. Let's get started. For the first part of the hummus, we will be cooking the hummus. Even if you buy the hummus at the store like this, make sure it's always like organic and nothing added. So what you're gonna do with the chickpeas is you're gonna cook them and then you're gonna wash them. And I know a lot of people don't do that because they are like, but wait, why should I do that? Trust me, if you're going to wash your chickpeas, the whole taste, everything is going to be different. But first of all, what I always love to do in my kitchen is burn. And I know you're like, what? Burn herbs. And you're like, what? Yes, burn herbs. Okay, a lot of people do that. I'm aware of it. But what I usually do, especially with this dish, what you need is cumin, and then a lot of cumin. And I always say, like, especially with food, I mean, there are people who do not like cumin. I don't understand that. But for this recipe, cumin, tahini, it's just a marriage. Let me show you how to do this.
And then just bake it just for a few minutes.
Some good vibes for this video. Such a fun day for me. The nice thing with this is like your whole kitchen is going to smell amazing. You need about 2 or 3 tablespoons of a good cumin. We have that burnt. Definitely required burnt. Few cloves of a delicious garlic. It depends, tonight we are staying in. I'm doing it for like a date night kind of food. But if you're like, oh, I'm going to give it for a party, advise you just to do a few. Perhaps 1 if you're having a party, and 2 if you're just staying at home. I'm even going to do 3 because I just feel lucky. What I advise everyone, because I'm such a chaotic person, what I always have like is a little bin where I put especially my vegetables, and I put them in a compost. I would like advise everybody to do that, but it's really handy because it keeps your surface clean, and in the meantime you can like put everything in it. You need some cumin, some garlic, salt of course, and then a good brand of tahini. I buy this at my local store, but if you have another brand, that's totally fine. Just make sure that when you buy the tahini, you give it like a good stir at the top. This is just a new box. If it's a good tahini, you will see like the oil on top and the rest of the tahini in the bottom. And tahini is actually just sesame based, and it's so healthy. It's full of nice, good, healthy fat, and it's really good. Like, I love everything tahini. And the union of tahini and cumin and garlic and the chickpeas is just, you just don't want to separate those. And then we have some nice lemon juice. I use now fresh lemon juice because I saw them at the market. I love them, but if you are buying lemon juice, that's also fine. It will be just perfectly fine. I always advise to buy lemons organic. We have that. And the last thing,
for this recipe, we need 400 grams of leek chickpeas. We are going to give the chickpeas a quick rinse and then cook it until the water boils. After that, rinse it thoroughly with cold water until they are completely cold, and then massage the chickpeas in water so that the skin comes off, and then strain it. You have to do this a few times. This gives the chickpeas the most delicious creamy texture ever.
What you need for this recipe is our cooked, peeled and rinsed chickpeas, fresh cumin, lemon, garlic, some ice cold water, some tahini, and then let's put everything in the blender. So let's go for it. Today I'm going to
put 2/3 of the chickpeas in a blender, 4 tablespoons of tahini, 1 tablespoon of a really cold water. If you are using a fresh lemon, give it a massage so that you can take the whole juice out. You need 2 tablespoons of squeezed fresh lemon juice. You need 2 pieces of garlic. I just cut the end and I give them a smash. Put everything in a blender, and then the whole cumin that you have to grind it. What you need to do is grind it and then add 3 teaspoons to your delicious recipe, and then let's get it in the blender, everything.
I know a lot of people will just blend it for a few minutes. Don't. You need to keep on blending until you get a good consistency. So let me have a taste. Wow. So funny, I forgot salt, of course. They'll say, oh, don't do it. Just a little bit to top it. And it needs like perhaps 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. So now we have in total 3 tablespoons. So it's always along the way. You taste it and you're like, oh, I need this, I need this.
So just blend a few minutes more. The more the merrier. Love standing here and watching all this goodness come to life. After blending in a few minutes, it's possible that you need to scoop hummus with a spatula. Just have a little taste also.
This is really the best hummus you will ever have. Like the best hummus.
Distribute the hummus on a plate and then just give it a nice swirl with the spatula or the back of a spoon, and then set it aside.
The hummus is amazing. So what we are going to do next for this recipe, what we're going to need is like 1 regular eggplant, tahini, some lemon juice, some cumin, some salt, and that's it. We are using the same blender that we used. You don't need to clean everything again.
For the deliciousness and the best Baba Ganoush and Mama Ganoush, cut the stem of the eggplant, peel the eggplant, and then cut it in half in thin slices. Put just a little bit salt on it, leave it on the side, and then heat a cooking pan on a high heat with a tablespoon of a natural oil. I use sunflower oil, but you can also use olive oil, and then bake the eggplant on both sides in just a few minutes, and then let's get it into the blender. So put the Baba Ganoush in a blender. Even if it's hot, it doesn't matter because we will let it cool later. Put 4 tablespoons of tahini, and then 3 teaspoons of the cumin that we used earlier.
Around 2 tablespoons of lemon. Don't be afraid of this lemon. I always do it like that. Probably a lot of people are like, oh, this is not how you do it, but this is how I do. And then, last but not least, garlic. And the nice thing about this garlic is this is our 1 big garlic, but you can also put 2 or 3. But I think later we will have like a evening full of garlic, so we have it. And let's blend everything, shall we?
Secret, just to give it a pulse a few times and not over blend it.
So just scoop everything out, and that's why oh, did I taste it? No, I did not taste it. Totally forgot. It's so good. Of course, it needs more salt, but I didn't put any salt in it, so because I was like, yeah, you should put the amount of salt that you want. But I'm gonna do that. Don't judge me. And then what you do, it doesn't look very good, so we are going to make it look really good. For this, you just need like 1/3 of a pomegranate. It shouldn't be also a lot. And I just use the leaves because I don't like the stem of it. Chop it.
Pour a royal amount of olive oil and then top it off with the delicious pomegranate and mint. Yummy.
See, I already grabbed some Lebanese bread. This is so good. What you're gonna do is you're just going to bake this and then put it on the side and then dip everything with it and then just cut it. What I always do, I cut this, and then if your knife is very sharp, it will cut through it. Otherwise, it's okay. Just do it like this, and then you just put some olive oil, a good olive oil. Don't be afraid. Just give it a massage.
And bake it for a few minutes in a cooking pan. Garnish the hummus with some za'atar, some good olive oil, and then top it off with some Lebanese bread. Za'atar is basically toast sesame seed, oregano, and sumac.
You are making this at the same time. So I have a little bit of the Lebanese bread. You could also do this with vegetable. I do very often with vegetable, and I just take a good scoop out of the hummus. So weird to say that about your own food, but it's really good. Now the Baba Ganoush. It was so delicious. It was so good. Thank you so much for watching. Stay vegan, stay positive, stay happy, and see you next time. Thank you so much, and please let me know if you have made it and what your thoughts are. And I would love to see you get this energy from this food. It's so good. So good.